Hello crafters, it's Kim Baker from horseandaroundstamping.com, and today I have a really fun card for you, but it's been a hot minute since I've done a video. Life has just been really busy. We were on vacation, and then my dad had a heart attack, and then we moved him here, but now we have tons of appointments, which I'm just grateful that he's here right now. But it's definitely made life busier than normal. But today I have it's a pretty advanced avid card for you. When I saw this stamp set at on stage in Houston last month, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I love this hamster, and I think like most kids, I had hamsters growing up. So anything critter wise, though, I just love critters. So I knew that I wanted to do this card. And today, so the stamp set comes with the dies too. There's 12 dies in this pack. I outline all of my dies so that I know if I have something missing or not. But let me show you what we're going to do. Now, my upline has a contest for us every time a new catalog comes out. My upline is Linda Bowen, and so I like to make over-the-top cards for her challenges, but there are parameters that we have to follow on these guidelines. She sends us packets of goodies from the upcoming catalog, you know, embellishments, paper, ribbon, that kind of thing. So, and we have to use them on cards that meet her parameters. For instance, this time we have an in color option, any new product option, and I can't remember what the third one is. DSP, creative ways to use DSP. So I decided, I keep giving you a teaser with this. This is my prototype. Today we're going to do my card for her challenge, but this is kind of the prototype I came up with, and I'm not real happy with it, so I wanted to redo it, and this is what we're doing. Okay, I am shooting for a hamster in his aquarium tank, but this one just isn't as fun as I would like, and people didn't realize that this was supposed to be a hamster wheel, so I had to revamp things. But so Linda's parameters are that we can't use any online exclusives. We have to use anything that's in the new upcoming catalog that starts May of 2024. And so that was difficult for me because I couldn't make things fit within this window. And I had to, I don't know what I did with the die, but I had to take the Countryside Corners die and make it smaller because it was too big, which meant that I had to move the die to shorten it. I'm not quite sure if you know what I mean, but oh, here it is. So this die is big. It's bigger than this opening. So I had to run it through my cut and emboss machine halfway. Then I had to turn it around and fit the die into the tracks and cut it again. So that made it shorter. I hope that makes any sense, but I have a workaround for you. I just couldn't do it for this challenge. So my workaround is that you can use which I love this idea better, but like I said, I couldn't use it. The deckled rectangle dies, and then I added something from the So Detailed, Very Detailed, something that I couldn't use, that they're in the catalog right now, but they are not. They're going to turn into an online exclusive come May 1st. So I like this better. You'll see something from me probably in the near future that I use this. But for right now, we're doing this for Linda's challenge. And I had to do a current item. So, or I mean, a catalog item. So that's that. I hope that made sense and wasn't too unclear. So what I did was I took it measures 3 3/4 by 11. Okay. I scored it at 1.5, 5.5, and 7. 1.5, 5.5, and 7. Okay, and then I cut my countryside corners, die cut out of the middle. So now we are gonna attempt to put this together because, like I said, I don't have a prototype. I've changed things. This one was done with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I didn't have anything in the new colors that was 12 by 12. So I had to revamp my design. So you guys are getting the updated design. And what I did, like I said, 1.5, 1.5, 5.5, and 7. So that's that. And now what we're going to do is we are going to add our window sheet. So I have a window sheet that is 3 1/4 by 3 7/8. And I like to add my window sheets with tear and tape. So I feel like that holds it best. And I like to cut my tear and tape because I like it to be nice and even. So we're just gonna put it right in the corners. Nothing like revamping your card and doing the initial revamp, you know, on a video. So, but we're going for it. Okay. Huh, see? Stuff like that happens when you do that. Live and in person. Stamping's never perfect, is it? Okay. Okay, and there we have it. So that was easy enough, right? Excuse me, froggy in my throat. And of course, these window sheets are never as clean as you want them to make the card. Okay, now the next step that we're gonna do, I've got 2 strips. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is peach pie. This is our new in color peach pie. So I've got 2 strips of peach pie, 1/2 by 4 1/4, scored at 1/4 inch on each end. And we're going to put those in the box. I've already added the tear and tape to these, so you don't have to watch me do that. But, so my goal is I want these to be even with this strip so that you don't see them. I'm going to decorate them in a minute, but so I'm going to put my first one, I'm going to line my first one up with this crease here, this score line. Couldn't think of the name. I'm just going to stick that down for now. Okay, fold it out of the way. And then I want my other one to line up in the center. Same thing, it needs to be even with that strip so you don't see it through the window. So we're going to stick that down. I have no fingernails right now, so this is not easy. Okay, so there. So now we're going to leave those open so that we can decorate. And I've decided that I want some of the in color glimmer paper on the back of this. So this measures 3 5/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. Here's that. And I want to decorate these strips. So I took, I think these were 1/2 inch. Nope, these were 3/4 inch strips of the new Country Woods Designer Series paper that's in the new catalog. And I cut them down with my fishing dies, my Gone fishing dies, and I just used the wave, the water wave there for that. And I'm just going to glue those right to these strips. They fit in right in between the score lines. So I'm going to glue those. I think that this design, it's two-sided wood. The wood panel is pretty cool too. But I think this looks more like hamster bedding, so that's why I did it that way. There's a method to my madness. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that those are going to close, and they will. Okay, then the next thing I did, because that bedding isn't like fluffy like hamster bedding, I took another piece of that and cut it down. It's 1/2 inch, and I just snipped it with my snips, and I just I snipped it on both sides, both bottom and top. So then I thought I could make it look more like shavings. I don't know, maybe I'm out there. But I kind of broke it into pieces so that I could glue it in different spots. I don't know if that's going to give me the look that I want or not. We might save that. It's kind of looking too squarish, or maybe I just need to break them down into smaller. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'll break them down into smaller pieces, but let's get our decorations on first. So I showed you my defunct hamster wheel that when I asked people, I was like, what do you think that is? And some of them got it. Some of them got that it was a hamster wheel. But my husband was like, no, Kim, that does not look like a hamster wheel. So I revamped the design, and I cut these out of the new metallic textured cardstock. Okay, So here is my revamped design. Maybe if I can, oh, here it is. I think it's a little better, don't you? See how you can see the lines? So what I did was I took our stylish shapes dies. I took 2 of the circles and cut out, put them through the cut and emboss machine together. And then I did the same thing with the squares, which mine are kind of messy, so you can't see right now. But anyhow, you get the idea. And then I took the stylus end of my take your pick tool, and I laid it on I put foam mats underneath my grid paper. So I took my grid tool, or my stylus end, and I just went around and made lines. Okay, maybe it's a far stretch. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. I hope so. I hope it looks better than my Target or whatever you call it. But anyhow, it hopefully will work better. So I'm gonna put that in on this back, and in here I just glued it on the back, and it just doesn't have any dimension. So instead of doing that, I'm going to glue it to the back section. Yeah, I think that'll work better. And then we can put some of our hamster bedding around it. What do you say? Right? You get me, right? So, and you know, I might even support this. I might put some paper on the back just to support that. So let's glue that there. Hope I'm on camera. Good. Funny how quiet it gets when you start cutting and gluing or stamping. But okay. And of course I have glue where I shouldn't have glue, where I don't need to have glue. The take your pick pointy end tool, that's good for everything. I don't know what I ever did before this. I love this tool. Okay. Might want to get my embossing buddy and just put a little powder on that so it doesn't stick. Much better. I don't want it sticking against, although it is glitter that it's behind, so it probably won't stick to that. I got a little wonky on the glue when I glued these 2 together too. See? You get sticky where you don't want sticky. An embossing buddy, just not for embossing all the time. Okay, now let's see. So I have pre-stamped. I stamped this little guy in Tuxedo Memento black ink, and then his ears and his hands and feet are in the petal pink, light petal pink, and his body I used the light and dark crumb cake. So I tend to use that light crumb cake so much that I wear it out. And then of course we have our color lifter, you know, when we get ink where we don't want ink. So those are the only 4 markers that I used in this project. So I am going to want him or her next to the wheel. So I'll probably glue it there. And I think, as I mentioned before, I think I might go ahead and put a little stand behind these, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, right there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and do some of our makeshift cedar shavings around. I'm gonna put some at his feet. Okay, maybe this is a stretch. Maybe. You guys can help me out and tell me if I'm crazy. I don't know. The things that I do to make critters come alive. Maybe we need just a whole bunch more. Maybe I just didn't cut enough. And the sporadicness of it. Or maybe I might get glue everywhere. That's a grand possibility. That kind of just looks like a hot mess to me. But we're going for it. I like anything that gives it dimension, makes it look realistic, right? But we also don't want overly sticky either. See, I made a whole bunch of these strips, but they need to be messed up, you know, because hamster bedding is just messy. And yeah, of course, now my dog wants out. Rascal, you're gonna have to wait, buddy. Okay, tedious, right? You can fast forward. I close the shades when I'm videotaping so that my dogs don't bark at stuff outside the window. And now he's just figured out that he can just come pester me. Or at least one of them has. He's very busy. He's part Aussie, and so he has that Aussie busyness. And you know, they never want to go out when you want them to go out. They just want to go out when they want to go out. Okay. I hope I've got that. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my embossing buddy and just go over in case anything is sticky here that doesn't need to be. Right? Okay, and now because this card is going to fold flat like this, we want to just go ahead and remove the tear and tape and fold it flat to get it to fold together. And take my cedar chips and go away. Okay, ready? Ta-da! And I like my cards to fold both ways, and usually if you start them flat like that, they'll fold both ways. Okay, what do you think so far? Okay, so now because I have used the 8.5 by 11 paper, so we want to make our corners now. So I have 4 1 by 4 1/4 inch legs that we're going to put on here, and I scored at 1/2 inch on the short side, and I burnished these very, very well before as soon as I scored them, I burnished them very well to make sure that they were nice and flat. And now we're just going to go around and stick those on and pray that this turns out like what is in my head. I'm thinking I really wanted to use tear and tape so that things didn't slide, but I'm afraid to use tear and tape and have it not be able to be undone. So we are going to try glue. Let's go ahead and go with, so since we're going to have it folded this way, I want to line it up with the top of this. I don't know, maybe tear and tape is the best way to go about this. I'm scared, can you tell? I think I am gonna, let's tear and tape these real quick and do lots of praying. Sorry, I should have done that ahead of time. You can fast forward the video though, right? Oh, and we don't want to tear and tape. Let's see, we don't want to tear and tape all the way to the bottom because these are going to be legs. Yeah, so we want to leave about 1/2 inch for our legs. Okay. Too quiet. Gotta study this. Okay, and at least I can peel the tear and tape off at the top and hopefully control it a little bit that way. We'll see. Trial by fire going on. I may have to totally redo legs when this is all said and done, but we're about to find out. Okay, I'll make sure that's good and stuck down. Okay, so since we're going to fold it this way, let's start with this leg. And so I'm evening it up with the top. And I like to start by just peeling a little bit back. And start like a zipper, right? So we've got this closed. And we're gonna zip it. Okay. Ooh, nerve-wracking. So far, so good. Start my zipper. Okay. One. We have one leg. Okay. Let's do this back one. Ooh, this might not want to lay down. That might not work. Not going to fold flat. Okay. Herein lies a problem. So we are going to have to revamp this. Because it has to fold flat for mailing. So maybe we leave that one there. And this one goes on flat. We line up the line. Let it peel. Okay. Flat. Okay, we'll do so I'm thinking I should have left a little bit more room on that one to move. I think I got it too close. I should have stuck it out a little bit, but that's okay. Trial and error. I'm learning right along with this. By the time I have it figured out, I'll have like 8 hamster cards done, right? Okay. We have one more. So this one needs to go flat. Get those started. Obviously, this would be a lot easier to complete if I had 12 by 12 paper, but not happy with that at all. Okay, so he folds flat. He's not wanting to go the other direction. Okay, there we go. Much better, but now I got all kinds of junk on here. Okay, we can clean that off later. Okay, for finishing this, we are going to decorate it. So I have 2 1/2" by 4" pieces of 2 other pieces of glimmer paper. This is the Summer Splash, and the one in the back is the Shy Shamrock. So we're going to put these 2 on here. Just put them on the top and bottom, just like the other card. Because glimmer makes everything better, doesn't it? Okay, I got glue somehow. Got something icky by his face, but I can wipe that off later. Anyhow, so now I went ahead and stamped a sentiment, and I used the Unbounded Love dies on this one. Okay, and I just cut a strip of glimmer paper to put behind that. And obviously I redid it because I got my stamp. I pressed too hard on one side. So we'll put this on there. And then I think I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. I don't like how it's flat there. And then I never did. I meant to cut out some more hearts. Like these in the Pretty in Pink glimmer paper, but I forgot that. So we're going to forego that right now, for now. And then I added a card to the back so it looks like a real card. I added a card to the back of that. So this is 4 by 7.5, scored at 3.5. Oh, it's so cute. I am going to redo that though because I don't like that. But you get the idea. So I'm going to add this card to the back of our hamster cage. course, that's crooked now. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why. Forgot to undo the strip. See what happens when you get all discombobulated? Demonstrators do too. There. Now, that's in the back. And I made this insert is 3.5 by 3 1/4. And I went ahead and stamped it and colored it so you didn't have to wait for me to do that. And there you go. Cute, right? Even if it does have some faux pas. Yeah, if it wasn't for this front one, I would really love it. But I'm going to redo that because I don't like it. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this and realizing that I goof up too. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.